As far as Insta-worthy moments go, this one is definitely up there. Standing on top of the world's highest mountain. Of course, people who climb Everest don't just do it for the gram. For many climbers, it's a once-in-a-lifetime achievement, taking on one of the toughest challenges a human can face. Everest is in the Himalayas, here on the border of Nepal and Tibet. Its peak is 8,848 metres above sea level. To put that into perspective, New Zealand's tallest mountain is only 3,724 metres, and Australia's is only 2,228. The first people to attempt to climb Everest, that we know of anyway, were two British men, George Mallory and Andrew Irvine, in 1924. But they never came down, and no one knows if they actually reached the summit. 31 years later, in 1953, New Zealander Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, a Nepalese Himalayan Sherpa, made it to the top. At the time, it was seen as a massive achievement for humankind, kind of like the moon landing of mountaineering. Since then, thousands have followed in Tenzing and Hillary's footsteps, some setting their own record, like the youngest climber, the oldest climber, the first blind climber, and the highest ever base jump. Everest has also become a massive business. Attempting a climb usually costs around $60,000, which provides money for the Nepalese government and jobs for Sherpa people, who are the indigenous people of Nepal's Himalayan mountains. There are lots of tour companies that help people get to the top, but it isn't easy. Actually, it's really, really hard and dangerous. In climbing season, it can get down to minus 20 degrees. And on the slopes, the weather can change dramatically, going from sunny to stormy really quickly. Possibly an even bigger challenge is the altitude. You see, as you go further up in the Earth's atmosphere, the less oxygen there is to breathe. And while many climbers take oxygen tanks to the top of Everest, it can still be deadly. More than 300 people have died on the mountain, and a lot of those bodies are still up there because it's too difficult and dangerous to get them down. This year has been particularly bad for climbers on Everest. At least 11 people have died already. And just last week, an Aussie man was rescued after being found unconscious and is now recovering in a Nepalese hospital. Some say that Everest's popularity has become a problem. More people are attempting the summit every year, and this year there's been some shocking images of a lineup at the top. Some say that's incredibly dangerous, because having to wait at that altitude can be lethal. Some are also blaming the fact that you don't need any sort of qualifications to get a climbing permit.
It has become a death race there, because there was massive traffic jam, and people are pushing themselves who are not even capable of doing it.
Many are calling for changes, like a limit on permits and tougher requirements for climbers. While there will probably always be people willing to risk their lives to get to the top of the world, many want to make sure this formidable mountain gets the respect it deserves.